getting stops and doing the little things right.
Portage comes in with a record of 12-6. We saw them last week in their matchup against Crown Point, and we noticed right off the bat, like, started off really, really hot. Like you said, there was a nice streak starting, and then it just kind of tapered off, and it kind of seemed a little anemic going through the rest of the game. They didn't, trying to find their rhythm and really finding themselves in that game.
Yeah, Lake Central might have showed a little blueprint of how to slow them down a little bit. They did a good job guarding Sims inside, and they were very physical and made him work for points. So, yeah, they hung on there. I'm not going to say they got lucky, but the ball went their way there at the end.
You changed it up on me. You're talking about Chesterton. I was talking
sorry.
about. No, you're good. You changed it up. I know what you're talking about, though. I was able to keep up.
Yeah.
I'm there. Well, because I was there. Yeah, we watched Chesterton and Lake Central not that long ago as well. But, yeah, that was a game where Chesterton was doing what they normally do, but Lake Central right there with them in that game. And really, that one came down to free throws, and that's where Lake Central's looking at themselves like, darn it, we need to get better at free throws.
Yeah, I'm sorry there, Mike.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's Friday night. It's my Friday night excuse right there for the.
It's been a long week for both of us.
Man, alive, I'll tell you.
When you work in schools, it turns into long weeks. But back to Portage and Crown Point. That was a game where Portage kind of came off in a slow start, and Crown Point came out like gangbusters. After that first couple of minutes, there was a timeout taken, and then they just somehow woke up kind of midway through that first quarter. Again,
we talked about it, and like you said, the energy wasn't there. I'm kind of interested to see where the Portage energy is here tonight, and they have nothing to lose. You're playing for to stay alive in the conference championship race and to get a piece of that pie. But I want to see their energy tonight. I want to see how hard they're playing, and seeing if they got a little grit. See what happens.
Portage is coached by Brian Klaus in his second year with the program, a two-time sectional winner coach for Hanover Central back in 2019 and 2020 with stops at Lake Station. As I mentioned, Hanover Central. You've been at Hanover as well, so that's something you guys share in common. You guys talk to each other quite a bit as well. It's been a little while since Portage got a win here in Chesterton during the regular season. It was back in 2015 that Portage got a win here at Chesterton. Meanwhile, for the Chesterton Trojans, they come in 14-4 with a mark of 62 points a game. It's actually a little bit lower than where we last saw them. They were about 63, so it doesn't seem like much. But that 1 point can play a factor in a lot of games somewhere down the line.
Yeah, you're looking for consistency at this point of the season. So, they've been right around the 60, 65-point mark, but their defense gives them a chance, and the fact that they have multiple guys that can score the basketball, that gives them a chance in every ball game.
9 wins in a row for the Trojans. They're coached by Mark Urban in his 7th year with the program. 5-1 against the Portage Indians under his tutelage. All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll give you some of those keys to the game when we return here on Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know?
Wow, they'll prepare fresh fish while you wait.
Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week.
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party.
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area.
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Doug Nelson. We got Isaiah Gransberry on the controls tonight, along with Milton Johnson on the camera. Good work as always, those two guys. It's not easy making us sound or look good, but they're going to do their best. Just a couple of minutes from tip-off here at Chesterton High School. DAC matchup between the Trojans and the Indians. One thing of note, Chesterton 5-0 in conference play. Portage and Crown Point both at 4-1. So we could potentially looking at some very interesting results if Portage can get a win here tonight and kind of throw things into a tizzy at the top of that conference.
Yeah, and you know, you have Chesterton that plays with great confidence on this court, like we've mentioned, and Portage is kind of an up-and-coming team. They're very young, and they're maybe a year ahead of where everyone thought they'd be, but they're there, and they give themselves a chance.
I think that's one of the things that we mentioned at kind of the start of that game last week against Crown Point, and then kind of forgot that that was the case when we were talking about kind of how their start or how that game proceeded. They are a very young team, so to keep that in mind is very, very important. One new piece of information, normally you see Garrett Clark out there for Portage Indians. However, he is in a boot at the moment, so he will not be playing in today's ball game for the Indians. That is a big loss for Portage.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's about 12, 13 points a game. He's their best on-ball defender. We'll see who steps up to fill his shoes here tonight, but he will be sorely missed this evening.
All right, now it's time for our T&B Tube Company starting lineup. Brought to you by T&B Tube Company. Starting with the Portage Indians, you got JoJo Maybon, number 1, a sophomore. Number 3, Omari Evans, the sophomore, and then Sam Wellman, number 14, a sophomore as well. So when we tell you they're a young team, they really are a young team. Followed by Michael Wellman, number 15, he's a sophomore, and Jalen Johnson, number 24, he's a 6'7" junior.
Yeah, they had one senior on their roster to begin the season, and he blew out his knee, so they got real young real quick.
So not sure if you can still hear us or not. Having a few technical difficulties. I think you can still hear us, but the screen is not there for you at the moment. We do apologize for our technical difficulties. We're getting set for our national anthem, and we will bring you the Chesterton starting lineup here in just a moment, brought to you by T&B Tube Company.
And remain standing as we honor this great country of ours and all those who protect it. With the playing of our national anthem by the Chesterton High School Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Vince Arizzi.
All right, a wonderful rendition of our national anthem brought to you by the Chesterton Pep Band. And we brought you those starters for the Portage Indians. Now take a look at the Chesterton Trojans starting lineup brought to you by T&B Tube Company. Got number 1, Tyler Parrish, really the star of this team, the 6'3" junior, followed by number 3, Owen Guest, a senior, and number 4, Justin Sims, a junior. You also got the senior, number 11, Sean Casper, and number 23, the senior, Nick Furmanek. So there's your T&B Tube Company starting lineup, and we'll introduce those to you guys as we see them going out onto the floor. Our officials for this evening, a very very good crew of Kevin Mikesell, Greg Ramos, and Mark Sewell. A veteran crew for sure, a really good crew out there.
Yeah, they've done it a while.
All right, we'll take a look at the starting lineup again for the Portage Indians as they hit the floor. Already brought you those. Get a little sneak peek. As JoJo Mabon comes out onto the floor, you can see him there. Number 1. And Omari Evans, the sophomore, number 3 as well. Another sophomore, Sam Wellman. And now his brother Michael out onto the floor. And then Jalen Johnson, the 6'7" junior. And again, coached by Brian Klaus. Longtime coach here in the region, his 17th season overall. And now the theatrics begin for the Chesterton Trojans as they hit the floor. We got 2 student sections here as well, Doug. We got the Portage student section just to our left and Chesterton across the way.
Now, we've come here a few times, and they've always draw well.
Yes, they do.
And the student bodies are always out and vocal, so it'll be a fun evening here in Chesterton.
First out onto the floor, the guy who runs the show, Tyler Parrish, the junior. We've been able to call a few highlight reel plays for him. And now here comes the senior, number 3, Owen Guest.
I'm going to go out on a limb a little bit and say Tyler might be the best player I've seen this far in the Duneland.
This year or ever?
This year.
This year. All right. I'm just asking.
What are you drinking?
Water.
This
Water.
year.
Coffee.
Michael.
Number 11, Sean Casper out onto the floor. And then number 23, Nick Fermanek, the senior as well. And then last onto the floor, Justin Sims.
Ever. Come on. You ever heard of Bryce Drew?
I've heard of a lot of guys.
Tim Bishop.
I thought you were just going out on a really big limb out there, all hanging out by yourself.
It's not that much of a Friday.
Hey, I woke you up earlier with
Yes, you did.
with our production malfunction that we had before we even hit the air. I was just making sure you're paying attention still. All right, this will be a good one here in the DAC. Again, your officials for this evening, Kevin Mikesell, Greg Ramos, and Mark Sewell. Mark will be tipping the ball up. So Johnson versus Sims. And we're underway, and the ball is controlled by the Chesterton Trojans. First handoff went to Parrish. Now it'll be Owen Guest. But Parrish is the guy who we've seen time and time again. When things get a little bit out of hand, he's there to calm things down.
Let's see, Jalen Johnson has got the job of guarding Sims on the perimeter. They would love to see him out there all night.
Sims going for 3 early on here. This one going to go out of bounds. You're going to see it's going to stay here with the Trojans.
As of right now, JoJo's chasing around Parrish. I would imagine they'll trade off people chasing him around all night, making his evening as difficult as possible.
Casper trying to get this one in, finds Parrish in the corner. He'll drive to his right now. Dishes back out to Casper. Goes to the left elbow. Now to Sims, going to try to find his way into the paint. Can't find it, though. And we know that this Chesterton team, very patient, very methodical, will wait for their shots. As Owen Guest goes up with the right hand to try to put that up on the left side off the left block. Can't get it to fall. So after a really long possession, nearly a minute of opening possession here for Chesterton, they come away with nothing. So we'll see what Portage can draw up here.
Chesterton will play their half-court man-to-man. They play tenacious. They challenge passes. You see them out denying passing lanes, forcing guys back door.
Parrish a little overhelp there. Driving on the baseline, gives out Mabon, gives out Wellman now in the corner. That's Michael Wellman. He looks for his brother Sam.
They're going to be very patient also. It's that discipline we're talking about on both ends of the floor, Mike, that's going to make the difference here tonight.
Well, this is why they're 2 of the top teams in the Duneland. They wait for their shots. Put this one up for the first bucket. No good. Rebound comes down to Casper after Evans tries to get one to go for Portage. So About a minute and a half had already gone by. We still only have a bucket. We're almost 2 minutes down. Vermanek looking for the next guy. Mabon and Parrish. A lot of contact there. Sims on the perimeter. Not a place you normally find him as that one is turned over.
I've said it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. I've said it before. You give me a bunch of JoJo Mabons, and I'm going to be pretty happy. Yeah, there you go. Turnover number 1 for Chesterton.
I'm looking out for you.
I appreciate it. But he's done a good job so far, but it's going to take 32 minutes of that, at least, to give Portage a shot here tonight.
Michael Wellman dishes up. Johnson, it's on line for 3, but it just hits off the left side of the basket. So still no score, 5:40 left to go. Parrish dishes out in the corner to Casper for 3. Got it! And we'll have an early timeout taken by Portage with 5:34 to go. We'll keep it right here. We know both teams are methodical, but if you can get that open shot in the corner or anywhere on the perimeter, this one is going to be real interesting. And almost had that feel early on, like first one to score might be the one who wins this ball game, but we got a long way to go.
We got a long way to go, but that penetration, kind of where the official's standing now, in between the elbows, we've talked about it in the past, you penetrate through the free throw line, it's hard to help.
Yeah.
Right? So somebody's got to lead your guy and try to stop the basketball, which is always the most important thing, which leaves your corners open. So whoever's guarding the ball has got to contain the ball and make them score over to you, not around you.
39% free throw three-point shooter, for Casper. That's his 23rd made 3 of the season. Not too shabby for the senior.
Yeah, I'm sure the way Coach Klaus reacted, that's part of their scouting report. That had to be a point of emphasis for them.
Trying to put a little bit of a press on, not too thick there to start things up, but trying to just create an early turnover again.
Sure. Just give them something to think about later on.
Sam Wellman stops, puts up a shot. It's no good. Guest came down with the rebound, but Michael Wellman was there. This one put down. Jalen Johnson.
Offensive rebound from Portage, giving that second chance opportunity.
Off to Casper for another 3. He nailed it.
How are they guarding that? I don't know. They got to chase that. That's a little stagger screen on the weak side. That's that old North Carolina break. It's like a secondary break. You kind of stand up and relax and breathe a little bit. Then you got somebody wide open on top of the key in a shooting range. So Portage has got to find a way to slow that down.
Mabon got it blocked up top. And now we got a lot of contact going on here as Mabon had run into Furmanek, and then they just continue to rub up against each other coming down the floor. Parrish dishing this one out to Casper in the corner again.
It's the same thing, Mike. They're driving right through the free throw line. You can't help from there. It's impossible to help. When you let them drive through the middle, you want to try to force them baseline, but you cannot allow them to drive continuously between the elbows and then kick out at threes all night.
It's raining 3s for Sean Casper. We're going to step aside. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Start or advance your career at T&B Tube Company. At T&B, employees are more than just a number. They are a valuable part of the success of T&B Tube Company and make an impact every day. Located just a short drive away from Chicago, T&B Tube Company offers benefits such as tuition reimbursement and a community-like work atmosphere. To learn more about joining the growing team at T&B Tube Company, visit tbtube.com/careers.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brennan here along with Doug Nelson. Chesterton on a hot streak from beyond the arc. A guy who shoots 39% from three-point land is 3 of 3 so far tonight.
Yeah, it's a good start. He couldn't ask for much better for Coach Irvin if you're the Trojans, but Coach Klaus will make a change here and take out the guy that is allowing the ball to go right down the chute. That every man-to-man defense has got some kind of philosophy. When we had ours, we tried to force everybody to the baseline.
Right.
Right now, they're allowing everything to go toward the middle, and you can't allow that in a man-to-man defense.
So Casper came in shooting 38.6%. I rounded up to 39. He's now at 41.6 as Jalen Johnson goes to the rim and lays it in. He's got the only points for Portage so far, much like Casper has the only points for Portage, or for Chesterton.
Yeah, we talked about somebody's going to have to step up.
And we got our first foul of the game underneath.
You're bumping, you got a cutter coming across the lane. He just bumped him. It's okay if you can figure out how to do that without using your hands. Show the official your hands.
Right.
Use your chest or use your hip, your hips. But as soon as you get your hands out there, that's a problem.
Well, the nice thing for these officials, they are well respected by both these coaches. So most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, these coaches will understand why you're calling what you're calling.
Sure. They might not understand it at the moment, but you go back and look at film and say, oh, that's what they're talking about.
Sims going and puts it back as Parrish. The shot was no good for Sims on 3, but Parrish was there to get the rebound and put it back into the bucket.
That's one way to score. If they're making it tough for you to get the ball, that's one way to go get the ball is to go get offensive rebound.
Johnson trying to find his way through, had it blocked, gets his own rebound, still rims out. Rebound comes down to Cole Snyder. He thought about pulling up for 3 there.
He can shoot it also.
Yes, he can.
That's what you talk about, the weapons and the...
Furmanek looking for someone inside. Sims had his back to the play at the moment, trying to find his position there. Parrish dishing out. Furmanek, top of key 3. Just off the mark. Jalen Johnson comes down with the rebound.
Portage trying to walk it up. They'll limit possessions. I'm not saying they're going to slow it down, but they just want to be patient and try to limit turnovers and try to get a shot every time down.
7-point game, 2:40 left to go here in the opening quarter. Mabon with it, left side.
He's got a size advantage in there.
Sam Wellman goes for the teardrop shot and gets it. The foul, by the way, earlier was on Michael Wellman, his first and the team's first.
Yeah, that was that one off the body or off the ball when they were cutting through the lane.
Casper. Parrish feeding right down in between to Sims, who puts it up with the right hand.
Yeah, if you're Johnson, you can't let him get that ball that deep. We talked about that before. You got to make him. You got to push him off the block a little bit. Make him get it a little farther out than he wants to get it. Good
Feed
cut.
inside to Johnson, who had it stripped out of his hand as he was going up. So we'll have a foul here against Chesterton, and it's going to be against Cole Snyder.
It's a little curl cut. Sims was trailing. What Sims has got to do is cut straight across and go where Johnson's going, not around him. He's eventually cutting back to the basket. He's the biggest guy on the court for Portage, but rather than just chase him around in circles, just go to the basket where eventually he's going to go.
Johnson's first free throw is good. Stay with us after the game as we'll name the Crowell Company's Lantern Superhero of the game. The Crowell Company is proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. We have also got the Economy Electric Heating and Cooling game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Very comfortable, 31 degrees out there.
Didn't wear a coat here tonight.
I didn't either.
No breeze,
I
no
left
wind.
it in the car, I should say that. Johnson missing on the second free throw. So brings it within a 6-point game here. $1:40 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, if you're Portage, you just want to stay within range. Little alley-oop play here. Oh, he got a little post up.
Guest going for Sims. Sims looking, cutting through the paint. Right hand, a little too high. Furmanek trying for the rebound, puts it up. Can't get it to go, but he gets called, or he is going to go to the line after a foul.
It's a missed block out there by Wellman.
So Michael Wellman gets called for his second foul. He's got both team fouls right now.
He had position, but you just got to instigate some pressure. You can't just turn around. You got to make contact with him and get him out, get some range.
So Furmanek gets the opening free throw here for the Trojans. Some more check-ins here. Nathan Nix checking in for Chesterton, along with Logan Picorni out there. He's been out there for a couple of minutes.
He's a little shooter. Every time he seems like he gets in the top of the key, he's wide open.
We'll get the Portage check-ins here in a second as Furmanek drops both of those. Dennis Mitchell checking in for Portage, and then Jayshawn King in there as well for the Indians. We're getting close to that 5-second call there. Is trying to get through here. Is keeping this one alive. Sam Wellman going to try to dissect this really strong press from Chesterton, able to somehow get through that.
Yeah, that's not how you draw it up. That wasn't how coach works on it.
This one tapped from behind. And Tyler Parrish will check back into the game, and Snyder will take a seat on the bench. 1:07 to go.
Dennis Mitchell, sorry, I mentioned they had one senior earlier. He's also a senior. He's a move-in. Big guy. Does a good job filling up the paint for Portage. He's strong around the basket.
They're getting very desperate on that 5-second call there. Very close to those.
One Mississippi.
Yeah, I was going to say, how long does it?
Longest state you can find.
Yeah, right. Under a minute to play. Feeding over to Mitchell. Mitchell in the perimeter. Giving up to Evans. Evans trying to dish inside.
Nice pass.
Johnson underneath. Really great pass.
Good patience there by Portage.
7 points already here in the opening quarter for Johnson. The dish out to Guest for 3 in the corner again.
They work around that high ball screen on top. You got to figure out a way to guard it. You got to communicate and let them know it's coming.
Every starter for Chesterton is in the scoring column now.
You talk about the balance that they have. That's what gives them a chance to win. They have multiple guys that can score on any given night.
Well, and you talk about the confidence that they play with. It is evident so far.
Yeah, they've been in big games, and they play like it.
Sam has 2 seconds. He puts it up. It's not going to go, and that's how the quarter comes to an end with Chesterton on top. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. Start of the second quarter here at Chesterton. Reminder, at the end of the game, we'll name the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKORCC. Learn more at IKORCC.com. We'll also have the Hose Connection halftime report for you in a little over 8 minutes after the end of this quarter here. Hose Connection's proven under pressure. So, Isaiah, if you couldn't remember what my lame joke was, that's it right there.
That's one of them.
You gotta call me out like that.
Over under on lame jokes tonight. The dad jokes. You're getting yourself ready for that.
I got one for you in the next time out.
I bet you do.
Mitchell trying to give it up to Evans over there. He's able to corral as Michael Wellman looking to check back into this game. He's playing with 2 fouls.
It's a risky move, but they got to give them something. They got to find a way to hang
Wellman
in here.
from just inside the free throw line gets the first bucket of the, or his second bucket of the night. Excuse me.
And we talked about it. They got to get stops. When they're patient down here, they're getting shots, good looks. They got to get stops down here and communicate. It's like breakdown stuff. You know, it's like in the secondary. It's a breakdown. It's lack of communication. One person not doing their job, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, things definitely break down if things change. And then you got some guys where if you tell your player, hey, you stick to this guy and this guy alone, which is a guy like Tyler Parrish. If you're guarding Tyler Parrish, you just don't want him to touch the ball.
Yeah.
So that means everyone else has got to help in different spots.
Right, but that's the easy job. If I'm knowing my guy can't get it,
and that looks to be what King is trying to do here as this one goes up and in. As Sims gets the bucket.
Yeah, like I said, if that's my one job, that's easy. It's the other guys. They got to help. I got to help. I got to hedge. I got to, get through this screen, that screen.
Got a lot of contact there, and we have a travel as Johnson was going up to dump it in.
Oh, there's a turnover.
There it is. You got it.
Got it. Unofficial total.
I love before the game you tell me I'm going to keep track of turnovers tonight.
And I missed the
first one. Okay, Doug. First one happens, I write it down for you.
And you wrote it down for me.
That's why we work well together. We help each other out.
It's like a squirrel. Hey, there's a squirrel.
Something shiny.
Yeah.
Owen Guest kicks it out to Furmanek, who thinks about the three, and they're looking. And Coach Klaus wants a travel call on that.
Yeah, that's the old difference between an AAU game and a high school game. Little happy feet.
Parrish with the bounce pass. Furmanek on the left side, or to Owen Guest on the left side.
They're really trying to get that high-low look to Sims.
Sims gets it blocked out of his hand, no call. Well, we've seen it kind of on both ends. There is a level of consistency here with some of the no calls as Evans pulls up with a jumper.
That was a good read there by Amari Evans. The defender took off and used the screen. He kind of denied the screen and didn't use it. There's the help again.
Dishing out to Guest for three. He hits it in the corner.
You have to contain the basketball. It's as simple as that.
His second triple of the game. And normally, whenever I see coaches screaming at anybody, normally it's to the officials. Coach Klaus is not afraid to tell his players what they're doing right and wrong.
Well, again, that had to be a point of emphasis in practice this week. We got to try to keep him in front of us. Because right now he's getting other guys open. He's doing a good job.
Michael Wellman just short as Sims comes down with the rebound.
Little drag screen by Sims.
Yeah, trying to get around that screen now. Dishing out Furmanek in the corner. It just feels like it's too easy right now.
Yeah. It's that simple. You have to keep the ball in front of you.
This one picked off. They're going to take it to Sims. Sims going to meet the block. He's going to put it up, but it won't fall down.
Now he's got three.
Yeah, Michael Wellman now has three.
Might be one of those. Might be let him go, and you on the floor is worth more than the 2 points he might get by making the layup.
I'm thinking he wasn't going for the layup on that one.
Yeah, he was.
Just a shot in the dark on that one.
Yeah, he was not going to get postered on that one.
So Sims at the line to shoot two, knocks the first one down. Stay with us after the game as we will name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
Yep.
I got to get you doing some reads again.
We're not doing that.
Almost a turnover here. He's able to corral, and there is a jump ball call. And I can't see the... We got a lot of contact still going on, and I believe we have a technical issued. We'll have to see how this one plays out.
A little pushing and shoving.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're going to call it on. I mean, you could call that both ways.
That's right. Now all three officials are going to get together. I'm going based on the reaction of the crowd. Did you see the?
I did not.
Okay, so there may not be. I'm going based on the reaction of the. Yep, we do have a technical.
24.
So that's going to be against Jalen Johnson. So that'll be the fourth team foul.
It's always the second guy that gets caught, right?
I was trying to hear if I could. Trying to see if I could hear what Kevin Meixel was telling the table. Was not.
Well, I wonder if they're going to have. Is it a jump ball first, right?
Barish knocks down the first free throw. That's what I was trying to see. What I might be able to hear, and I couldn't hear.
Right.
So I guess we'll just see how it plays out.
So it's 2 in the ball. So you lose the jump ball will stay the same.
Parrish missing on the second free throw. This will bring in Jaden Oliver for Portage, and Johnson will take a seat on the bench. That is his first foul, by the way, but it is a technical.
Yeah.
So it'll be Chesterton ball again.
We've talked about it. It's always the second guy that gets caught. There was a.
So it looks like, because it appears, you can kind of see the scores table a little bit. It appears as though the arrow is still facing Chesterton as Sims goes up to score. So it is still favoring Chesterton on a possession arrow, so they do not call the jump ball. Going right up to the rim, a little too strong for Evans. And I say it's going to be Chesterton ball here as it goes out of bounds. The question to you is, does a technical, does that overturn a jump ball potentially in that case, or do they just say we didn't call the jump ball?
Yeah, you do it in order. So.
Well, that's how it should be.
It should be. That's a good question.
Well, I will try to talk with, see if I can get one of the officials before we get to the Hose Connection halftime report. Hose Connections, proven under pressure.
He'll be at halftime. I'll run down and talk to Jeff Nix.
Okay.
He's here, and
yes,
he's as good as it gets as well.
Yes,
so.
that's true. Sims goes up, and we're going to have a blocking foul called against Mitchell here.
Fouls on the Indians, number 50, Dennis.
He was trying to maintain his position straight up, walling up. That's what Coach his head about. Sims, who happened.
Correct.
I would always ask him jumping into him.
Obviously, but he's always the second guy that gets caught with with 3:45 left in this half, and things are definitely getting a little
chippy,
physical for sure.
We can't falter energy here thus
no,
far. Right?
No.
We've talked about that. But,
that's why, I asked you at the break how you feel about the. I'm going to say that is off of Portage, so it's going to stay here with Chesterton. So there's another turnover.
You can't dribble into the corner. You're getting trapped. Mari Evans just dribbled and picked up his dribble as he was going into the corner. That's where they're trapping you. Get the ball in the middle.
I believe they call that the coffin corner. Inbound to Sims. Sims going to go baseline, try to go up with the reverse. A little too strong. We got a lot of contact coming from behind. It's either going to be Furmanek or Casper here. They're going to call it on Casper. His first, team second. Looking for a sub here. It's going to be Nathan Nix. You talked about Jeff Nix. That's his son. We got time called to make this substitution, so Sims is out.
Looks like Chesterton will go back to man-to-man. Like you said earlier, they just want to slow down the ball, give them something to think about.
Well, and a big piece here for Portage is you are not going to see Michael Wellman, I would guess, the rest of the half. It's Maybon tries to feed it into Mitchell, who just gets smothered, but fights his way through and gets a bucket. What a move.
Strong move by the young man.
For the senior. Furmanek dishing to Casper here on the left side.
Doing a good job of looking. They got a little 4-out action. Nix is posting up inside.
Going up against Mitchell. That's a fun battle in there.
Yeah.
Mitchell 6'4", senior. Nathan Nix 6'5", junior. Furmanek dishing to Nick. Looking to fight his way through. Dishes out. Snyder pulling up for a long-range three. No good on the shot, but the rebound comes down to Furmanek. He gets hit from behind. I believe this will be Mitchell. So the foul on the floor is they're not going to say there's no. They're going to say there's no shot. So the foul is going to be on Furmanek. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be.
It's on Mitchell.
I'd say Mitchell, but Kevin Mikesell called number 23, so that's where.
Fouls on the Indians, number 50, Dennis Mitchell.
Yep. So he makes the change now. We knew it was 50.
Yeah.
As that's team foul number 6 against the Portage Indians. Parrish knocks it down from long range.
He doesn't need much room.
No.
Score is score,
That's shoot or shoot.
Yeah.
Can't deny the young man. It's Traylon Johnson with it now. Gives up Sam Wellman with a little jump step.
Good wall-up defense there by Picorni. Oh, sorry, Furmanak did a good job of walling up.
Casper for another three, his 4th of the night.
What do they have, about 7, 8 threes?
Let's count. I've got 8, yes.
Yeah.
We've got another timeout taken by Portage. And it'll be a full timeout, so we'll step aside. You're watching Game 9 on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
For over 75 years, the Paul Hearing name has been synonymous with auto sales. But wait, did you know that Paul Hearing has a top-notch body shop? Your car doesn't have to be a Ford. Paul Hearing repairs all makes and models and works with most insurance. At the Paul Hearing Body Shop, there are no backlogs, meaning they can get you in and back on the road again fast. And now Paul Hearing wants to give you a $100 gift card just for having your vehicle repaired. Call Paul Hearing at 219-942-2143 to schedule your body shop estimate.
Welcome back to Game 9 here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Doug Nelson. Isaiah Gransbury and Milton Johnson alongside as well. Just over 2 minutes left to go here in this opening half. And the DAC battle between Chesterton and Portage. Almost a turnover. Evans lost it on the hip, though. This one's still on the ground, and we're going to have a foul with 1:59 to go in the half, and it's going to be against Nathan Nix.
Yeah. Amari Evans real loose with the ball. He lost it almost about 3 times there, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to be stronger and more confident, more.
Well, I wonder if because the first time he almost lost it, tried to regather, and then just never really was able to.
Well, when you do that, you just want to pick it up with 2 hands and chin it and be strong.
Have the control, trying to feed it out underneath the Maybon, who waits for the defense to pass.
Good. They've got a few looks off that weak side curl.
Well, that was he might be a sophomore, but that was a senior type of move there as Parrish from long range. Unbelievable.
We talked about it. He can shoot it. What's it?
He is not afraid to shoot from anywhere on the floor.
No. He just doesn't look like he ever gets phased. You know, even in the game last week against Lake Central when he's in trouble. Another turnover there by Amari Evans. We talked about he's kind of shaky with the basketball.
Well, and I think we gave these guys we were calling out not their efforts in the game, but just kind of the lackluster play that they were having in that last game against Portage. And the thing we still have to remember, a lot of these guys are sophomores. Is that a 100% an excuse? No. But mistakes are going to happen, so the turnovers, and that's what Coach Klaus is just going to have to live through at some points here and there.
Right, and that's what you deal with when you deal with young people. One day they look like world beaters, the next day they can't.
Offensive foul. I believe that's going to be against Nix again.
He kind of stuck his leg out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Nathan Nix called for his second foul. That's the team's 4th.
Yeah, if you're Coach Urban, you don't want to give Portage a glimmer of hope here. And if you are Portage, you want to try to chip in his lead as much as you can before halftime.
And we also talked about Portage, who averages 62 points. Chesterton, who averages 62 points a game. They're 20 away from that already, and they're only in the first half.
Well, when you make 9 or 10 threes in the first half, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
No shot. There'll be a foul on the floor, so this will be against Chesterton here. And it's against Cole Snyder.
Was he trying to dig in on the
That's what it looked
post?
like, yep.
Yeah.
So the fouls are piling up here in this second quarter.
Neither team in the bonus in the first half. That's pretty rare in a dueling conference.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Johnson looking to pass. He'll do so to Evans around half court. That's a bad place to pick up your dribble, and 2 guys going for the same spot there. Wellman looking to try to counter with a long 3. Can't get it to go. This one jumped in the air. Johnson comes down with it. Johnson's kind of been the steady hand for Portage in a lot of ways so far in this one, as Evans trying to find a way around this strong defense. This one is going to be out of bounds. He's stepped out of bounds, and it's a turnover. for the Indians.
That's just, again, a testament to Portage or Chesterton's half-court defense. They just make you uncomfortable, don't they? They get up in your space.
Well, and this is our third game watching them so far this season. Every game so far, you can tell they want it more. That's just how they play.
Right. And again, but they play with a chip on your shoulder. You know, they're confident. They've been there.
They competed in a state championship last season, and if there's a chip, that's where it's from.
Yeah. They dare you to knock it off.
Going to be short on the three-point attempt, and that's how the half is going to come to an end, trying to save the instruments at the other end of the floor for the band. Their band director was there, though, to save that one. All right, we're going to step aside. Host Connection Halftime Report coming up in just a moment. You're watching Game 9 on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strack and Van Til. Now you know.
For over 75 years, the Paul Hearing name has been synonymous with auto sales. But wait, did you know that Paul Hearing has a top-notch body shop? Your car doesn't have to be a Ford. Paul Hearing repairs all makes and models and works with most insurance. At the Paul Hearing Body Shop, there are no backlogs, meaning they can get you in and back on the road again fast. And now Paul Hearing wants to give you a $100 gift card just for having your vehicle repaired. Call Paul Hearing at 219-942-2143 to schedule your body shop estimate.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop. Start or advance your career at T&B Tube Company. At T&B, employees are more than just a number. They are a valuable part of the success of T&B Tube Company and make an impact every day. Located just a short drive away from Chicago, T&B Tube Company offers benefits such as tuition reimbursement and a community-like work atmosphere. To learn more about joining the growing team at T&B Tube Company, visit tbtube.com/careers. Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
All right, we are tuned in for the Hose Connection halftime report. Michael Brennan here along with Coach Doug Nelson at the half. It is Chesterton 42, Portage 17. And you're looking at the Chesterton dance team right now as we're just minutes from the start of the second half. Leading the way scoring-wise for the Chesterton Trojans. It's been a three-point show. 12 points for Sean Casper and for Tyler Parrish. It's 9 points for Tyler Parrish as Doug Nelson joins us back in here. I didn't tell you I was putting the headset back on. Sorry, that's my fault. No, that's my fault. I didn't tell you.
You can do the whole thing by yourself.
I was going to. I wasn't gonna stop you. Yeah. But we did get a clarification. One thing we were curious about that in that first half was, it looked like there was going to be a jump ball call, but we didn't get an official word from the officials themselves. But we asked a guy who normally does the fishing in Jeff Nix, and he said what likely had to have happened was they never officially granted the jump ball, which means that the technical was called, and then so Chesterton gets the possession because of the technical foul. So the jump ball was never officially granted, but my question was the whistles blew.
Yeah.
So they never officially called a jump ball, but then because in the brouhaha that was happening, they would have called the technical.
And that was after the whistle.
That was after the whistle. So normally, as soon as that whistle is sounding, officials are calling the jump ball immediately. So that's why. And I was asking an official. That's kind of what would have to have happened. But we can try to get word at some point from the officials themselves. We might be able to get Kevin Meister, who made the call, to come up and join us real quick. Maybe. We'll see.
He's a good guy.
He is a great guy.
And a veteran crew, again.
Very, very good crew. And whether you're letting these guys play or not, they know what they're doing. They know how to maintain control of a game. Without question.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where the officials, only half of the crowd's going to think they're doing a good job.
That's
right?
a very good point.
You know,
We're talking about the leading scorers for Chesterton. Justin Sims having himself a good game so far as well. I got 10 points for him. I didn't count to make sure that all my points were right. So unofficially, he's got 10 points. For Portage, the leading scorer by far, Jalen Johnson, with 7 points. A lot of guys with a bucket, but this is why they're down 42-17 at the moment. It's not that they're not playing with the heart and hustle.
Yeah.
Chesterton's just really stinking good.
Yeah, the energy's there, which is, you know.
That's a welcome sight to see after the Crown Point
we
game.
saw the kind of lackadaisical, no urgency that we saw against Crown Point. But, yeah, the energy's there, the effort's there. Just Chesterton's executing better than Portage. You know, sometimes you tip your cap to the better team, and right now with Garrett Clark on the sideline with his foot in the boot, and Michael Wellman in foul trouble with 3 fouls. Right now, Chesterton's a better team, and that's why there's 2 halves though to this game. So
that's very true.
You know, it can just totally flip here on Chesterton if not careful, and I'm sure that's what Coach Urban talked about. Was at halftime the game's not over. You got to compete for 32 minutes if you want to, and that's what they've done here. To be as consistent as they have in the DAC over the last 3 or 4 years.
And I'm also being told that it is likely we are going to have a running clock here this second half.
I think you got to get to 35.
So we're at 25. Oh, sorry, we are not going. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're at 25 right now. So if Chesterton goes on a 10-0 run, and there's your start as Justin Sims gets the first bucket of the second half. So we got to get potentially 10 more. I hope we don't see that.
When we get in high school basketball, it's 35, and a lot of middle school conferences, it's 25.
This one's stolen away by Sims. He's going to feed ahead to Parrish. It's going to go into the corner. Not the greatest of passes, but still able to maintain are the Trojans.
He had big visions in mind there. He had a little alley-oop look in mind, I think.
Going for 3 is Sims. It's just off the mark, but Casper comes down with the rebound. Gives to Owen Guest, who drives, dishes it out to Furmanek, who waits, gets the bucket and the foul. So Furmanek gets the bucket. He'll go to the line for one more.
We're getting dangerously close to that 35-point mark, but right now, again, we're just talking about the depth of Chesterton, and they all know their role, and they fulfill that role. They don't try to do anything more than that, and that's what makes them a dangerous team.
So Furmanek at the line, knocks down the first one. Or the only one, I should say, for the three-point play. The old-fashioned way. Evans gives to Maybon. Maybon now to Wellman. This is Sam Wellman. Gives to Michael Wellman in the corner. He's playing with 3 fouls at the moment. Trying to feed to Maybon here. Gives out to Wellman. Drives baseline. Gets cut off. Tries to put up the layup. Johnson puts it up, though.
Good second chance points there by Portage. Coach Wellman got stuck under the baseline. You got to be very careful when you're driving baseline against a good defensive team. They'll pin you under that backboard, and that's what happened there to Wellman.
Furmanek looking to find someone. He finds Sims. Sims goes against the contact and puts it down with the right hand.
Good strong in the move there by Sims.
Trying to sell. I like the no call there.
Yeah, I do too.
It
was a weird angle.
It was.
You kind of fall. You can't get that falling sideways.
Johnson gets cut off at the baseline there. Gives to Maybon. Michael Wellman here in the wing, trying to draw the contact. Makes a nice move. Tries to put it up and gets fouled on his way up. So he'll go to the line and shoot 2. And the foul is on Furmanek, his first.
We talk about the youth of Portage, but Chesterton is relatively young as well. I know they have 4 seniors, 5 seniors, but a lot of their, quote unquote dudes are coming back next year. So a lot of this will be, repeated next year.
You always love when the dudes are coming back.
Yeah.
Because they abide.
Yeah. Great film, by the way.
Knocking down both of them. Michael Wellman. Parrish Off to Sims and now Guest. Sims, he's wanted to pull up from three, or he's done so a couple of times. Parrish trying to dish it out. It gets tipped. It's going to be Portage ball here. Watch out for the instruments over there.
Yeah. So far I have unofficially Chesterton with 3 turnovers. Portage with unofficially 4, which is probably on the low end.
Yeah, anytime that we give out stats, they are unofficial just because if we're counting them.
There's a plus and minus range of about 8.
Election results are even more accurate than us.
Right.
So 5:27 here to go in the third quarter.
Again, if you're Chesterton, you have to create goals. You can't relax. You might say, I want to get that running clock, or I want to win this quarter. You can't get lackadaisical.
Snyder gets it, gives up to Guest. Now Parrish here. Giving to Sims. Might have been, but Sims says, I'm going to keep it anyway and put it down. Sims has got the hot hand here in this second half. 6 points already. Michael Wellman draws the contact. It's going to be offensive, and that's going to be his 4th foul. And the referee had to turn and pay attention to him a little bit because Wellman was getting a little animated.
A little slam the ball. That's good officiating there by Mark Sewell. Good job, Mark. Some younger guys might have teed him up right there. Good job there by Mark. See that I'm praising officials. I'm getting old.
I was going to say, you feeling okay over there?
I'm getting old.
You asked what was in my beverage earlier.
Yeah.
Fruminac. Giving out to Fruminac underneath.
They just lost him. That's the motion. We talked about it before with Chesterton and how much they move without the basketball. You have to always know where your guy is and the ball. You lose your guy, he will find a way to hurt you.
Johnson gets it stuffed on the rim. That'll get the crowd moving a little bit. Fruminac with the right hand.
We're getting close to that 35, Mike.
7 points for Fruminac here in the second quarter. It's been him and Sims. Feeding down underneath, nice cut by Michael Wellman.
You see how Chesterton, they just keep going.
Yeah, they don't stop.
They get it and go.
That's why when I say, like, this is the team that they just, every game they play, they just want it more.
Yeah.
And this is a steal here, so a turnover. They give to Evans, who waits and lays it in. He was looking around to see who might be around him. And there was nobody around him, and then he realized he had clear sailing ahead.
Yep.
Parrish with it. Fruminac now to Snyder.
So it's also one of those things where Chesterton, you can tell they play a lot together. They know each other are on the court at all times, like right there. Snyder was cutting the whole time for that corner. Look at that.
Oh, Stims just steals that away and puts it in.
That's the effort and the attention to detail that we talk about is what makes Chesterton as good as they are right now. He's still playing hard, up 30.
And Wellman knocks down a big 3. 7 points for Wellman here in the second half.
Again, that's one of those things that it kind of turns into a YMCA game and might get a little sloppy. This is what coaches don't like. But
Fruminac tries for the 3 to answer, can't do it.
Right here, if you're Portage, just win the quarter. Chip away, get into that lead a little bit. Get something out of this game.
Sam Wellman pulls up for 3 and gets it. Well, we saw in the game against Crown Point, really it was guys like Sam Wellman that were trying to will this team back, and it got to be a very close game late, and then Crown Point just kind of pulled away against Portage. So there was some moments in that game where Portage was looking really, really good, and really it came at the helm of, we got a foul here. We got a lot of contact, guys hitting the ground, and the officials jumping in there.
It's still JoJo Maybon competing and not letting and trying to do his job, keeping Parrish from the basketball, but it's good effort. Again, you can't fault their effort. I think they're competing tonight.
They are, yeah.
at this point for Portage, you don't, a running clock is kind of embarrassing. So you're going to have a little pride here and do what you can to stay out of that situation.
Furmanak on the perimeter looking to pass to Parrish, who pulls up long range. It was tipped, so it's short, and it's going to stay inbounds here. Sam Wellman takes that one, comes across the floor on the far side of the court. 92 seconds to go here in the third. He fights through the defense. There's going to be a foul underneath.
Too much hands. Hand check.
And it'll be against Cole Snyder, and that'll be his third.
His third. Team second of the half.
We'll have a check in here as Dennis Mitchell checks back in. Jaden Oliver checks in as well for Portage. Trying to feed into Johnson on the far side. The give is to Sam Wellman now. Goes to the top of the key, pulls up just in front of the arc and knocks it down. And Sam Wellman getting hot here late in the third quarter.
It's good to see him playing well. He's got a pretty big knee brace on. He's getting healthy. These minutes will help him, and he's regaining some confidence back for that young man. So that's a good thing for him.
Sean Casper for three, got it.
Thing looks like the ocean for him right now.
That's 5 threes for Casper. And Chesterton going to take a full timeout. We'll take it with him. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know?
Wow, they'll prepare fresh fish while you wait.
Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week?
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party.
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area.
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. 60 seconds to go in the third quarter. Make sure you stay with us after the game. We'll name the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. They are proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. Always enjoy the blasting of music here at Chesterton and many other places that do it as well.
Yeah, they got a great sound system here. Nothing better than a good DJ at a basketball game.
In some places. I mean, I'm finding myself pre-game or even during halftime, I'm just bobbing my head, having a good old time.
Heck yeah.
Give us to Johnson here in the corner. Not the safest of places to be.
I don't like the ball down in the corner. You only got one option. It's usually right here.
Jay-Sean King gives up to Oliver. Sam Wellman now near half court. He's saying to clear out a little bit. Give us to King. Back to Oliver.
So they continue to work on something. They're holding it for one shot.
20 seconds remain.
It's good. Get something out of the evening. High ball screen, maybe.
That right foot came very close to the timeline. Sam Wellman with 7 seconds to go. Let's pick up the dribble. Picks it up. High off the window. Won't go. Rebound comes down. He'll swing around. Try to save it. And that's how the quarter will come to an end. 60-33 your score. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Start of the fourth quarter. This is a loaded night of DAC action around the region. We've got Portage and Chesterton here, two of the top teams in the conference. What a cut to Johnson. He gets fouled on his way up, and they were calling that all the way, the cut to Johnson, but Chesterton was reading it just a little bit too late on the read, though.
Good movement without the basketball. Again, if you're Portage, you want to win this quarter. You know, be productive, get something out of it. Keep fighting, keep competing. Again, their energy has been better tonight. And
Johnson can't hit the first free throw. And we've seen games, and these games come down to free throws a lot of times. Obviously, the score a little bit too big for a free throw to matter in this case, but still, you want to have those in those late game situations. You want to feel like you're going to become clutch.
Well, again, it's just confidence and doing it over and over again, you know.
Vermanek with it now. Sims going for three. He hasn't been able to hit one yet tonight. He's attempted quite a few.
Yeah.
He's got 18 points on the night, unofficially.
Quietly, isn't it?
It is very quiet, yeah. He just kind of there and puts it in. This one tapped from behind by JoJo Maybon, and that'll draw the foul.
Again, if you're Portage, keep fighting, keep competing, get stops. If you're Chesterton, just don't relax. You got to stay sharp, play 32 minutes.
We've got a Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update for you. We've got Michigan City leading Lake Central 58-42 after three. That'll be another reach-in foul, this time against Evans. LaPorte leading Maryville 62-46 after three. And then we will have coverage of the Valpo Crown Point game for you right here on the Region Sports Network. That game is taking place right now, but we have a tape-delayed version of the game for you coming up right after the conclusion of our game on the Region Sports Network.
Does that mean you're not going to give us a score? Don't do it. I don't want to know.
Nathan can let me know if I'm allowed to get. I don't know if I want to.
Don't do it.
Yeah, because then
don't do it,
people
Nathan.
may not want to be tight. May not want to
no.
check in.
Don't do it, Nathan.
Or maybe it will intrigue people to tune in. I don't know.
Don't do it. But I do like, hey, Michigan City's eating up.
They are.
Coach Wells has got those guys playing well at the right time of the year. Jamie Hodges is getting healthy. What do you have, 50 last week?
Something like, yeah, right around there.
Yeah. He's a
Casper was thinking about that three again. Sims is going to do it this time. Still can't get it to fall. He's frustrated by it. He wants to get it. And I feel like this place will erupt if he does.
No.
Michigan City 1-4 in conference play, so a win against Lake Central, that'll put Lake Central at 2-4, so that all of a sudden puts a big amount of energy in the middle of the conference as King waits and puts it in for his first bucket of the night.
Good movement, good cut without the basketball, but Michigan City getting healthy and putting themselves in position to be a contender in sectional time. That's what's important. It's hard to bet against Jamie Hodges when he's healthy. You know, he's a horse.
All I will say in the Valpo Crown Point, all I'll say is this. The game is tied in the fourth quarter. That's all I'll say.
What are you doing, Mike?
You're going to want to tune in later.
There you go.
Michael Wellman for three. This one rattles around, doesn't go. We got some contact here. It'll be, let's say it's Chesterton ball. There's a lot of contact up in the air on that one.
There was. He got popped in the face.
There was no call there, but they will.
That's when you question, do you want to get your guys off the court right now? Get some.
Yeah, you got to save some
time. A win's a win. hate to see somebody get hurt at any time, let alone down the stretch here with sectionals right around the corner. The sectional draw is that 2 weeks, or is that next week?
February.
I
know I wrote
a
it
week
down.
From Sunday, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah, we have a blocking foul here underneath. That'll be against Mitchell. I know I wrote it down on another paper somewhere, and I don't have that with me. I can go digging in my bag, but I choose not to.
You're good.
So Mitchell called for his 3rd foul of the game. That is the team's 6th already here of the quarter. So Sims to the line. Knocks down the first. It was after the game as we will name the proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKOR-CC, the Indiana-Kentucky Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters.
So he's got a quiet 19. Is that what he's got?
Yes. Make it 20.
He's a junior.
10 in the first half. He's already got 10 in the second half. This one blocked by Guest, but Sam Wellman able to get it right back. 5 minutes to go here in this one of DAC play. This one on the ground. We've got another whistle, and now all of a sudden the pace of play really slowing down in this one.
Because sometimes that happens, Mike, because when you guys start getting a little bit tired, these guys have been cutting all game. Rather than guarding you, I'm just going to grab you. You know, I'm tired. Come here. Just get over here. So then they start playing defense a little bit more with their hands.
Really nice cut to Mitchell, who puts it up and gets fouled, and we got guys fighting for rebounds still, too. That goes to your
roll.
And the foul going to be against Casper.
Weak side defense was a little slow getting over there, and I would think twice if I saw Dennis coming at me and thinking about taking a charge. It's a big gentleman there.
Adam listed 6'4".
6'4". Pretty thick guy. He's got a lot of muscle.
Transfer from Hammond Central. Thanks, Isaiah. I'll give credit where credit's due. Let me know that. Isaiah's got his pulse on the region region players. He knows what's going on.
He's got the scoop. Yeah, we talked about the Chesterton's been in the top 20, rankings most of the year. They're ranked 20th in the Sagarin poll right now in 4A, and they've done it with a tough schedule and consistent effort.
Vermanak putting one in. Yeah, we hear a lot about the different ranking systems and through the Sagarin ratings. I mean, I think we've talked about this before, but what is Sagarin looking at in terms of coming up with these rankings? I know it's like strength of schedule and stuff like that. So what are the kind of factors? This one blocked up top by Sims.
That's goaltending, isn't it?
They're going to call goaltending, so that it is going to count.
Yeah.
That would have been a heck of a block, though.
That was close.
There goes your don't play the game candidate right there.
Yeah. I thought the ball came off the backboard. That was bang bang. That was close. But to talk about the Sagarin, it's very data driven. It does take records, strength of schedule, point spread, that kind of thing into effect when it ranks teams. And a lot of the problem is up here. A lot of the teams around the Indy area are very strong.
Yes.
That Metropolitan League around Indianapolis is insane, and their sectionals down there, but the worst team might be like in the top 10 or 15 of the state.
Romanak with another bucket on this end.
So there's teams with maybe a losing record that are in the top 25 because of their strength of schedule. And
correct.
They're good teams, and you put them in any other sectional, they got a real chance. But there's some tough sectionals down there.
It's Michael Wellman with a jumper trying to get a foul call. Can't get it, though. 3:10 left to go. Vermanak here gives up to Sims, who goes for three again. He gets it this time.
I told you I could make one, Coach.
He's got it.
I'm 1 for 9, but I told you I could make one. Good cut.
Feed down to Mitchell underneath. He just puts it right in. We've got another Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update for you. Michigan City beats Lake Central 78-57. Hodges with 30 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. Is that a good? That's a good.
I think
night,
he
right?
heard my comment about being the best player in the conference. Now that he's healthy, I mean,
Ever?
I saw him play. All right, come on.
Sims going to the baseline, cuts it in. Another bucket for Sims, and we'll have a slew of check-ins here. And we are at the mark where I believe.
Good evening there for Chesterton Trojans. Get your guys out, get some run for these younger guys, and keep your horses healthy. So it's a good evening for Coach Urban and his group tonight.
So out onto the floor, Colin Fadeland for Chesterton. I missed who the other one was.
Well, Nix is back in.
Wellman going for a 3. That's Josh Davis getting the rebound there for Portage checking into the game. It's number 12, Gabriel Banks. He checks in, and then Jalen Johnson does check back in. We'll have a couple more as Oliver checks back in along with Mitchell, who got a little breather, and now Michael Wellman will check out.
I get your point. Yeah, I got you. Gabriel, we got him in.
1:48 left to go in this one.
Again, good opportunity for the younger guys to get some points and get some sweat and get this experience.
Snyder for 3. It rattles around and does fall in.
Shooter's rim there.
That's a home court roll for you.
A little shooter's touch and a good, did everything right.
My question to you is, are you ready, if need be, on the call? By the way, we have one award that we're still going to have to mention here. We got our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game that we will mention at the conclusion of this one. Brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And 23, Mason Pendergrass checks in for Portage, along with number 13.
Gabriel.
Score. We don't have a 13 listed on any rosters, so I apologize to that young man. Don't have his name.
That's Walter Mavon. That's JoJo's little brother.
Okay. So they have him listed as 11 on here, so. This is why we have you around. You know these things.
I coached the freshman boys at Portage last year, and Walter's a nice little point guard. Did a good job handling the basketball.
Josh Davis called for the foul. The team's 6th. Just under a minute to play. Banks with it. Give this to Mitchell. Oliver had it poked away. He's able to keep it inbounds here against Snyder.
See, if I'm coming off, geez.
We got a forearm to the face here. If that's what they're going, I think they're just going to call a common foul play on here.
Yeah. I'm the guy off the bench, Mike, that as soon as I touch it, it's going up. I'm getting mine. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If I am 27 feet away from the basket, it's going up. What do you got to lose?
That's a valid point.
Yeah. So Coach Sims was 1 for 9 from the three-point line. I didn't make one either. But
I'm learning a little bit about the kind of style you're going to be playing up there. Playing out there when you're playing.
Oh.
Sounds very scrappy.
It's a mixture of cheap shot artist, and I'm getting mine. I got 5 fouls, and I'm using them.
I don't play very often, so I'm going out in style.
My dad used to say, if you play defense and don't have any fouls called on you, you didn't play good defense. Okay, well.
It's a valid point.
There you go.
I see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
No good on the free throw for Colin Fladeland, excuse me. All right, you want to go ahead and name our award?
Hey, let's work
you got
on
them,
it.
you got them all ready to go? I was kind of giving you the heads up.
You rushed me there.
I wasn't trying. I mean, if you want to wait, we can wait. It's up to you.
Hold on.
And we'll talk real slow.
Okay.
it is time to, as Nix goes up, can't get that shot to go. Here's Mitchell with the rebound. It's time to name the Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. Brought to you by the Crowd Companies. They are the insurance superheroes. I don't have anything totaled, so we can just wait if you want. We can get the abacus out for you.
I'm going to go with our player of the game being Sean Casper. He was deadly from the perimeter tonight, wasn't he?
He was absolutely deadly from the perimeter. 5 threes in that one as going up and in, Logan Picorni.
And anytime you play a game where it's a guy that might not have been the key to Portage's scouting report, but they said, oh, this guy can shoot it, but he had a hot night tonight.
So your Crowd Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game, Sean Casper, the senior, number 11 for Chesterton. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters.
What was that, the play of the game?
Yep, we got the play of the game.
I had at the 4:15 spot in the third quarter, Sims had a pretty tough block.
Yeah.
You know, it was the one that was not called goaltending. But anyway, he it was kind of the way that it's gone all night for Chesterton's defense and Portage's offense. They were around the basket, but just couldn't finish all the evening. So Sims around the basket, protecting the rim. That block was our play of the game.
All right, that's brought to you by IKORCC. Let's take a look at the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374, or learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org.
Hey, man. How are you? What do we say? I'm going to go with Michael Wellman.
Okay.
Michael Wellman did a good job, and you talked about him last week, being the energy and the effort that Portage was they're trying to spark some stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Again, you know, he got in some early foul trouble, but he competed, and you know, he's a lot of those guys, and even Chesterton's guys, they have a bright future. And it's going to be exciting to see these guys come again sectional time. You know, we'll see what happens. But Michael Wellman was our blue-collar player of the game tonight.
Excellent choice. I was just happening to look at the schedule for tomorrow. Chesterton plays at Hammond Central tomorrow. So that'll be fun not only for Dennis Mitchell. I'm sorry, that was for Portage. Never mind. That'll be fun for Chesterton for sure. That's going to be a tough game. Hammond Central is a very, very good team for sectional number 1. So that'll be a fun one for sure. We'll have regionals coverage tomorrow for the girls' side of the basketball. And that's over at LaPorte. We've got semi-state for wrestling tomorrow here on the Region Sports Network as well. So make sure you tune into all that coverage tomorrow right here on the Region Sports Network. Our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, coordinating producer, Nathan Laird, your broadcast crew, myself, Michael Brenner, along with Doug Nelson, along with Isaiah Gransberry, doing the game producing, along with Milton Johnson, rocking it on the camera. Big thanks to Jeff Hamstra, the AD here at Chesterton, along with coaches Mark Urban and Brian Klaus of Chesterton and Portage, respectively, for getting us everything that we needed for tonight's game. And, of course, you, the viewers, on Facebook, YouTube, and regionsports.com. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, so thank you very much. Stay tuned. Plenty of action coming up the rest of this weekend, and enjoy the Super Bowl as well. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.